What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So, number 2, Michigan versus TCU. This is a Fiesta Bowl semifinal, New Year's, 4 p.m. on ESPN. The early game, I'd have to believe Sean McDonough and Blackledge will call this game. But, the matchup that everyone is going to talk about, the TCU wide receivers, Quentin Johnston, Tay Barber, some other guys I forget. Number 7, they got a few guys, but Quentin Johnston, Tay Barber, number 4, stand out the most. Miller, the running back's a good player, but the receivers versus Will Johnson, DJ Turner, and Germon Green, some of the Michigan corners will be must see. TCU's offensive line versus Michigan's defensive line will be key. You got to believe Mike Morris will be back for Michigan. They should be able to get a pass rush. They should be able to stop the run game against TCU. Max Duggan is heart, competitive toughness. I think that's what will be key to keep TCU in this game. I think if you're TCU, I think all you're asking for is, can we have a shot late in this game? Can this be a 3, 4, 5 point game, touchdown, within a touchdown where Max Duggan can make, some sort of a spectacular play, and whether it be running or passing to, get us tied or maybe steal one. I think if TCU wins this game, it's going to be one where, they score really late in this game where, Michigan doesn't have enough time to possess the football. But the way Michigan has played in second halves, you have to believe that TCU is going to they would likely have to have a lead at halftime because, Michigan, once again, 29-9, they outscored Purdue in the second half. In the Ohio State game, they outscored them 28-3. So the avalanche comes in just about every second half, with the exception of the Illinois game for Michigan. So can TCU do enough damage in the first half to kind of, weather the storm that Michigan, in the second half? Can they show that heart, toughness, hold up at the line of scrimmage for when the, Michigan wants to impose their will in the second half? I think it's a big question. I think this will say a lot about the Big 12, TCU, and specifically. But, Kansas State, Kansas State controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part against TCU. I know there was some disagreement with someone in that video I made, but not necessarily disagreement. TCU fans wanted to blame the penalties, but Michigan football is an example of the team that wins the line of scrimmage usually wins the game. TCU, I went back, they didn't really win the line of scrimmage in some games that they win, and that just to me, that gives the credit to the skill position and Max Duggan even more. TCU, I will say this, I haven't watched a ton of tape on them, to be honest, but I was watching. The run defense does look pretty stout. They do have some big dudes on the defensive line, though. So this one should be fun. Michigan 9.5-point favorites. I think that's just about right because my initial prediction, I think Michigan will win by 10-14. I think that this could be. I think this game could be similar to, kind of like the Purdue and Ohio State game. I think you actually could see TCU take even. I think TCU will have a halftime lead, but I think you will see. I don't think Michigan will impose their will as much like against Purdue and Ohio State, but I think they will outscore them in the second half, and I think we'll see Michigan with a slow pull away as they win by somewhere 10-14 points, I believe. So, but that's the big question. Can TCU? So if TCU, with that being said, if TCU can get a 10-14 point lead somehow in the first half, I think this will be a game where you likely could see overtime, or you likely could see it come down to the last minute of the game. But should be a fun one as the playoffs are set. Michigan versus TCU in the Fiesta Bowl. So much, guys, for tuning in to Big Time Football Talk. Make sure to stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show. Till next time, peace.